Well, good morning. It's Saturday. Um, I was scrolling through some stuff late yesterday afternoon, and there was a very interesting article related to the platform that I use for these posts, known as Substack. And I know some of you actually use Substack as well. Um, Substack continues to grow. It is now actually in the month of June, they had more site visits than both either the Wall Street Journal or CBS News. I'm not surprised about CBS News. I was surprised about the Wall Street Journal because the Wall Street Journal, even though politically speaking, it has lost favor with some people on the hard right, particularly those on the MAGA right. You can see that across a lot of other commentaries. It's still a highly used source, particularly for business news. But the reality is that Substack continues to grow. And the chart that you'll see in this post shows that. And it's also important to remember that even though they were almost at 74 site visits for the month of June, it's also important to remember YouTube gets 122 million unique visitors a month. A day. 122 million unique visitors a day. So, it's still nothing compared to YouTube. YouTube is the behemoth. And that's okay. In fact, that's why Substack is one of its latest features is that that video posts like this are automatically shared to YouTube. They understand that. And I think that level of respect and humility that kind of Substack has for its own space, is what helps make it a strong platform. It's not trying to replace anything as it's much trying to create the place that we've wanted. Those of us, including myself, who while I was in college, the web started becoming something that you could be involved with directly as a creator. And then blogging came along when I was in grad school, or the more standardized formatting of blogging, Blogger being perhaps the one that used first and I found worked best. And other platforms have come along, but they really haven't hung around. And for those individuals out there who try to make a living on content creation, who try to make a living as writers and podcast hosts and those type of things, this is a great source for them. And what you're seeing is they're starting to migrate their stuff from other platforms that have existed in the past. They're migrating it to Substack. The monetization of it through subscriber fees is very well organized. And what I will remind everyone is that I do this for free for now. I don't intend for anything to change in the future regarding that, but at least with respect to this, what I do here, I do this for free, but obviously there are going to be people out there who are trying to make money on this, and that's totally reasonable because we want people to be paid for content. We want people to, if they want to make a living doing this and want to be able to dedicate themselves to doing it well and doing it in a credible manner, they need to get paid, and they are able to do so through this platform, and the system works very well, and it has now encompassed all the different paths that most people use to develop content, whether it's writing long form, which Substack started with and does a great job with. It's great for doing long form writing, or you are doing podcasts. They now host podcasts. They also allow you to do live streams. They have the ability to do subscriber only live chats, which is a way for those who are involved in paid content creation to be able to develop that relationship with their audience and offer an additional incentive for paying for subscriptions. I pay for 2 as of right now. Don't have a lot of money, so I can't subscribe and pay for every one that I want to. But even most writers, even with what they write, even if they only share so much of it to a free subscriber, it still gives you enough to kind of figure out what's going on and kind of do your own research from there. And so I do appreciate that. But for now, and I plan it with this publication, all articles will remain free. So you do not have to pay to subscribe, even though, yes, if you go to subscribe, you'll see there is an option, but it's not required. I'm not going to force anybody to have to pay for the content that I put here at Analyst Roundup. So just an interesting thing to learn about. It helps me realize I made the right decision with this, even though I've got to do a better job of trying to actually grow it. And still less than 100 subscribers. Would like to get that up to over 100 here in the near future. Anyway, thank y'all very much, and I hope you have a great day and a good rest of the weekend. Take care.